If everyone could take their seats.
Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, Ned. Sit down. Yeah, you're here late. All right, good morning. Welcome to PyCon 2013. By far, if you look around you, the largest Python programming conference that has ever happened in history. Frankly, I'm terrified right now, but that's okay. So, before I get started, I'd like to ask for a couple of things. First, I'd like to say that we should give a round of applause to all of the volunteers, past, present, who have dedicated their time, passion, and energy to make PyCon happen. No conference, especially PyCon, is perfect or perfected. It continues to evolve beyond what any of us could have possibly imagined when all of this started. I'd also like a round of applause to all of the speakers, teachers, and everybody else who volunteered to come and share so much with us. Like the volunteers themselves, the speakers are what define and make PyCon what it is. And without them, all of this, sitting in a room with over 2,500, because I'm bad at math, other Python hackers would not be possible. So thank you. And finally, because I like abusing your hands, a round of applause to all of our sponsors, big, small, no matter how much they paid, who they are. They help make all of this possible. They offset a lot of the costs. They allow us to keep registration cheap and accessible. Without all of them, sitting in a room with all of you, it's been an honor working with them. So I'd like to say thank you on behalf of everyone. So before I get into anything interesting, just a few announcements. The Expo Hall with all of our sponsors is open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please go and visit them. Talk with them, give them love, they love you. Like I said, they help make this happen, so be nice to them, don't bite. The 11:30 talk in the Great America room, Windows 8 programming has been canceled. And any speakers and session volunteers who missed orientation need to go to the green room, 206, at some point today. It's good to prep because otherwise you'll be terrified like me. Additionally, for those who missed it, we have a mobile guide. It works on your Android device, I think all of them. And it works on your iPhone, your iPad, etc. You can also follow us, twitter.com/PyCon. And we also have live streaming, so feel free to tweet that, Facebook that, put it on social things. So, events. We have more events this year than ever. Check out the website and the mobile guide. More open spaces, more keynotes and talks than ever. We, in fact, added a sixth track to the conference because we had so many talks submitted from so many awesome people in the community. We have parties, the return of the PyCon Fun Run for charity, the proceeds of which go to cancer research on the John Hunter Memorial Fund. All of this can be found on the website or the mobile app. We also have the PyData conference, which is actually happening during the sprints. It's going to be a 2-day big data conference. But on the 5K, I promised that the top donor to the 5K would actually get a piggyback ride from me. Ironically, an injury from the one break I took from actually working on PyCon, the PSF, and everything else like that with my family means I kind of got an injury, so I won't be joining the run this year, or giving any piggyback rides, or pulling anyone on any carts. No, seriously, I literally can't. I broke my butt. We have more sponsor events, parties, more everything. It's amazing. We even have another conference going on during the sprints. It's amazing. So just check everything out. None of you should be bored. If you are, I broke something. There's 2,500 of you here, which is pretty amazing. And that doesn't include the sponsors with the expo only passes, doesn't include the people who came only for the tutorials. This is pretty amazing. Some of the events that you might have missed include the Python Language Summit, which happened 2 days before, the Education Summit, which, if reports on Twitter and every place else that I've talked to are correct, was a resounding success. The Education Summit was the first of its kind that I know of, bringing together teachers and educators from all over the world that support teaching of programming in Python, schools, colleges, universities, community-based workshops, online programs, and government. It was amazing. We had PyPG Day here, a one-day mini-conference dedicated to Python and Postgres. It too was a resounding success. This conference has more of everything, and I cannot thank all of you enough for being here, and I cannot thank all of you enough for volunteering. As many of you know, each PyCon shares a 2-year term. Freudian slip. This is my last. Consider this year my parting gift to you. A little bit about outreach and a few numbers. There are over 2,500 of you here, as I've already said. Take a moment to look around you and see what we have achieved together as a community. This conference, a conference of this magnitude, is extremely difficult, if not impossible, to get perfect. Ensuring that something like this is as open and as inclusive as possible, that we get people from all walks of life, all types of hackers, genders, all ages, people from all over the world, people from South Africa, parts of Europe, China, Japan, get together. It's sort of hard, but we did it. I'm proud to say that we have succeeded. We're not done by half. But this community and the outreach efforts focused on inclusiveness and almost $100,000 in financial aid, funded by the Python Software Foundation and PyCon, and our sponsors, spread across hundreds of applicants in various outreach groups, has done something amazing. Take a look around. This community, this conference, has worked day and night for years to reach where we are. We've reached out to more focused groups, PyLadies, the Ada Initiative, Women Who Code, OpenHatch, more user groups, organizations all over the world, trying to work with them to include them, to make this as much their conference as anyone else's. Here are some tweets from last year from PyLadies. PyLadies has grown up quite a bit inside of the community. And we love the PyLadies too. We actually love the PyLadies quite a bit, actually. We're having a charity auction for them on Saturday, all proceeds of which go directly to PyLadies to help them fund outreach, travel grants, speaking grants, you name it. The work that they have done for this community is astounding, and I'm humbled by it. The work the Boston Python workshops, OpenHatch, all of these groups have done, it's awesome. But got an issue. There's some trademark violations going on here. You can see that there are several people here giving the thumbs up. That's my trademark. And just want you to note that there are several people willfully infringing here. This isn't acceptable, one thumb. One thumb is acceptable. He doesn't know what's going on, so let's go ahead and ignore him. They are clearly demonstrating a pattern of willful disregard for my copyright here. And I've got a lawyer. He's here someplace. He's a nice one. Here are some quotes. I actually sent out an email yesterday, kind of short notice, asking for quotes from the community. And these are the ones that stood out the most to me. I found the Python community to be the most welcoming community. I could never understand how people could be so loyal to a programming language. I couldn't help but drag more PyLadies and women coders here with the help in proposal writing, speaking practice, financial aid, and spreading the word of PyCon's impact. This is what we have done together, all of us. It had never occurred to me to attend PyCon before this year. Think about that. This is what we have built up to over 11 years of this conference. I have met so many smart, kind, generous people, and even better, it is incredible to see these new people experience the same warmth and joy in connecting and learning that I have. This is what we do. This is what this community does. Attending PyCon has been the epitome of the open source community. This welcoming environment lowers the bar in planning a plan that a cross-country trip by myself. This is all of the work all of us have done. Yeah, I'm rambling. I challenge any of you who have questioned the outreach, the grants, the code of conduct, everything we have put in place to look around, to look at these quotes, look around you, and think about how much we and the Python Software Foundation and the community have done to see the success around you of those efforts. We are doing something amazing. But that's what we have achieved for now. Let's talk about the future. I've spent a lot of time thinking about the community. I've spent a lot of time talking with people, working with them on various initiatives and projects to prod the community to think and work on the future. I see a bright, shining place, a community built around a language accessible and useful to everyone. I see a welcoming community, a respectful community, the community that has given me so much, and so much to many, many more. I'd like to show you a glimpse of it. One of the events I did not mention was a free workshop for kids and teens that we ran the past 2 days. It was the brainchild of Lynn Root and others. Let's Learn Python workshop. It was free to attend to any children, no cost to them, no registration, no nothing. And it went amazing. Standing there, this is just but one picture, looking on the first day, seeing the kids who could barely peek over their monitors. It was so cute. But they could barely peek over their monitors to see the teachers, Barbara and Katie. They were sitting rapt, attentive, vibrating with excitement. Whispers of, "This is so cool," and "This is amazing," all day long. It was amazing. And it reminded me of why we're all here. Seeing a room of 15 to 20 children each day with that programmer face, you know the programmer face, that serious face. We all get triumphantly making hangman games, or just learning about the various objects inside of Python, or getting demonstrations of algorithms using peanut butter and jelly. It makes me remember the wonder and love I felt learning to program, learning Python, and it makes all of this worth it. Seeing parents leaning over their children, engaging and growing with their children. This is what Python has enabled us to do. This is why each one of those children walked away with a Raspberry Pi board and several books, so that they can easily continue on the path that has been set, so that they can have some of the tools that they need to join us in this community. Here's a perfect example. His name is Sam Berger. Sam is only 10 years old. He is an attendee here, and he helped TA the last 2 days of tutorials for kids. As Larry, his father, explained to us, he was looking for help to help further Sam's education. He explained to us that he has run out of resources and ideas to further Sam's education. At school, Sam is beyond everyone else. He's outstripped what his school can do for him. He's had difficulty finding people and places to teach Sam without having to wait until he's in college. So PyCon and the PSF flew Sam and his father from South Africa to come and join us here to learn and grow. Sam isn't the only one in this boat. We, PyCon and the Python Software Foundation and the community are doing what we can to help him now. But we all know there are many more Sams out there. As you know, this year's theme has changed the future. And the longer version is education, outreach, politeness, respect, tenacity, and vision. I want us all to think about the next generation of programmers and hackers coming into Python. I want us to help build a legacy for Python and the community that enriches and enlivens the next generation of programmers. I want us to fundamentally change the world in some way, if we can, by calling on you. I'd like to call the community into action, challenging you to help teach and spread Python and programming everywhere. Call it starry-eyed optimism, but I look around us and I see opportunities before us like never before. We push on diversity, we push on outreach, and these are the games we have to play in the society and environment we live in today. I want us to change the game. See, change the future. It's official, it's right there. I want to show what our community is capable of. I want to show everyone that we are diverse, that we speak with many voices and act in many ways, but we all strive towards something better. The community has been kind to me, so very kind in many ways. It has helped me in ways I can never fully express, and it has been kind to many others, but we can do more. We can fundamentally change the world we live in. We can raise our diversity, so to speak, by not just focusing on the now, but infecting everyone with the maker's spirit and the spirit of learning and exploration. This is why many of us have poured so much into this PyCon and continue to do so, because we want to enliven that spirit of makers. We want to inspire. We want to inspire the hackers in all of us now. And we want, and we need you to leave this conference and spread it to others. Eben will be speaking after me. He's the co-founder of the Raspberry Pi project. Open hardware, and it's an open foundation. It is acting as something that we all hope the OLPC project would. An inroad to education, to teaching kids and grown-ups how to hack everything from programs to robots to weather balloons, little things that sit in your garden and go beep. They're taking over entire computer science curricula and opening the doors to Python to areas where we've never really focused or had inroads to. The entire UK education system is being changed by this. Yeah. I think a little $35 fully functioning computer in Python, combined with this amazing community, can act as a lever to change things, significantly so. This is why, for the next 3 days, in addition to everything else amazing going on, we will have a fully stocked Raspberry Pi hack lab in the convention center. It's actually upstairs. You won't be able to miss it, because it's filled with a generous donation of breadboards, cables, LEDs, all sorts of goodies, so you can take a break and make something awesome and share it with the world. Share it with kids. Share it with each other. Build robots. Robots good. And hopefully you can share it with that next generation of hackers that will come after us. We'll even have a few Raspberry Pis. But first, meet Razzie. As part of everything else that I've been working on, I worked with the Cactus group, and it's been a labor of love to make a new site dedicated to Raspberry Pi, sharing projects, sharing teaching materials, hopefully acting as a place where we can all come together, share curricula, communicate, and just build something awesome. The Cactus group was amazing. When I approached them with this idea, at first they were like, okay, and then I showed them the vision. And they voluntarily, they cleared the decks, they just burned through this. They did an amazing job because they too saw what I was trying to say and what we are trying to achieve. This amazing little device, the Raspberry Pi, a $35 fully functioning learning and maker hacker device in Python, can make amazing things. There's so much more we can obviously do to share. There's only so much that I can do alone, without all of you and those in the community. I ask, come help us inspire the next generation of hackers. Help me inspire my girls to enter into the science, technology, engineering, and math community. Help us make this welcoming community even better. Help us light a spark that ignites a bonfire. And one more thing. I didn't have a turtleneck, what do you want? One more thing. As part of this challenge, every one of you, on the paper that was handed to you with your badge, have a little slip of paper that says secret giveaway. Well, that secret is this. We have Raspberry Pi Model B boards for every single one of you today. These were provided courtesy of the Python Software Foundation and all the work that we have done to build PyCon to what it is. We want you to take these and become makers, to become creators, to share. If you want to give them to your children so they can get that spark, great. If you want to donate it to a local school or a local user group, fantastic. You're spreading it. If you use it to build amazing things and share that knowledge with the world, even greater. For those of you not interested in this social engineering project, or those who already have one and don't know what to do with them, that's also fine. PyCon will donate all leftovers to outreach groups, user groups, schools, and we will work with the Raspberry Pi Foundation and identify schools that can put these to great use to inspire the next generation of hackers. Python and its community are amazing. The sheaf of wealth and tools that we have before us today is unheard of. Let us build a shining future together, one where everyone is welcome, both today and tomorrow. Let's make this a better place for us. Let's make this a better place for my kids, our kids. Help us change the future. Thank you. And with that, I quite happily hand everything over very shortly to Eben, co-founder of the Raspberry Pi Project. Thank you, and welcome to PyCon 2013. All of them, sitting in a room with all of you, it's been an honor working with them. So I'd like to say thank you on behalf of everyone. So before I get into anything interesting, just a few announcements. The Expo Hall with all of our sponsors is open 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please go and visit them. Talk with them, give them love, they love you. Like I said, they helped make this happen, so be nice to them. Don't bite. The 11:30 talk in the Great America room, Windows 8 programming has been canceled. And any speakers and session volunteers who missed orientation need to go to the green room, 206, at some point today. It's good to prep because otherwise you'll be terrified like me. Additionally, for those who missed it, we have a mobile guide. It works on your Android device, I think all of them, and it works on your iPhone, your iPad, etc. You can also follow us, twitter.com/PyCon, and we also have live streaming, so feel free to tweet that, Facebook that, put it on social things. So, events. We have more fun. If everyone could take their seats.
Good morning, Jesse.
Good morning, Ned. Sit down. Yeah, you're here late. All right, good morning. Welcome to PyCon 2013. By far, if you look around you, the largest Python programming conference that has ever happened in history. Frankly, I'm terrified right now, but that's okay. So, before I get started, I'd like to ask for a couple of things. First, I'd like to say that we should give a round of applause to all. The speakers are what define and make PyCon what it is. And without them, all of this, sitting in a room with over 2,500, because I'm bad at math, other Python hackers would not be possible. So thank you. And finally, because I like abusing your hands, a round of applause to all of our sponsors, big, small, no matter how much they paid, who they are. They help make all of this possible. They offset a lot of the costs. They allow us to keep registration cheap and accessible. Without all of the volunteers, past, present, who have dedicated their time, passion, and energy to make PyCon happen. No conference, especially PyCon, is perfect or perfected. It continues to evolve beyond what any of us could have possibly imagined when all of this started. I'd also like a round of applause to all of the speakers, teachers, and everybody else who volunteered to come and share so much with us. Like the volunteers themselves,